All right, so it's early April '65, and we're going to try to do a kind of an interesting maneuver here in Alabama and Georgia. Basically, our two large corps, Whipple's Corps and Schenck's Corps, are going to maneuver. Um, they're going to basically maneuver into behind Johnson's Corps here, and then um, just to the south of it. We do have a potential supply option here via Bainbridge, which we could, of course, build a depot, and it has a harbor, so we could bring in supply. We'll at least temporarily give up the position up here in the mountains. They will rail away. Our Milroy's Corps will move forward, and then we're going to send a couple divisions from Tennessee to reinforce Montgomery and just to the east of it. And let's see, what else are we doing? Yeah, that's kind of like the big general maneuver. Now, I think that this should work because this road here is destroyed, and so there's no direct road link to this to Butler, of course, other than Johnson's force itself. Um, but Johnson is defending against the river um, over here. Now, what we're going to do with Farragut's fleet and the four divisions is basically go up and around and assault Fort Pulaski. In addition, we're going to send a fleet down that's currently in Connecticut, and they will hopefully cut off the railroad from South Carolina to Georgia here next term, which, of course, by then the fort should have been, hopefully, if we're lucky, destroyed. Let's see, what else? Yeah, really not too much happening up in Virginia. Doing a little more organizing. Um, we are gathering some more forces here in Somerset, Maryland to sail away. Um, Trying to destroy railroads here in Virginia. We will move just northwest of Fayetteville to get control of this rail line here and more. We're going to send a couple small forces forward to try to get control of the railroad just across the river. Foster's Corps will defend against the river, and then Army of Tennessee will rail back up and join the division with General Newton here in Wilmington in case Forrest tries to move on it. I think those are pretty much the highlights. A little bit of action out west. It's interesting out west kind of is popping up again. The force here was nearly wiped out. You can see that we do have a militia unit that's just barely alive. Our one division will come back down and to the fort. We'll see if we can hopefully save the fort. We have recruited a few more militia units and a volunteer will get on the way, so some additional reinforcements are coming, but it's actually all we can recruit other than one more militia unit in Colorado. In Texas, we'll move our march forward along the Rio Grande. And we're also moving down from Colorado towards Santa Fe. It appears Santa Fe is now, Santa Fe is now open, so we'll send in our Indian unit and see if we're able to take it, which is a strategic town. I think that is pretty much it. So, all right, let's run the turn and see what happens. Okay, pretty interesting turn. Looks like we lost 3 from a battle, 6 from options and events, and then 1 neutral value. So, pretty big loss on the national morale. Trojan Lincoln, of course, is kidnapped. That is the event. Forrest is at it again. He's just been really, really spectacular in this game. Basically, it looks like Foster's Corps is sort of stuck here between yeah, sort of stuck here between Smith's Corps. Forrest is now in the rear, and Hill is up here. We do have our two units. Um, Buell is back, holding Wilmington, but only with a couple divisions. So not a super, definitely not a super strong position. We do have some forces up here. No, we don't. We don't really have any forces up here. So in fact, we don't even have any transport units really. So, oops, sorry, clicked the wrong one. So we need to take a look at that. Because only Forrest is in the rear, I don't think Wilmington is threatened. I don't think Wilmington is actually threatened this turn, but it definitely is. Definitely is a risk. So the deal is basically Forrest here, or Foster, excuse me, does have five divisions, pretty strong, but he is also surrounded, so that is something to definitely something to consider as well. So the battle happened was with here we go, yeah, in Robertson, basically, and the brigade here as Forrest moved through. Yeah, we did take. Oh wow! There's more of a fleet out here. I did not know that. So here's the rest of the fleet. So that isn't. I did not know they had. Oh, excuse me. That's not the naval. That's not the ironclads. These are ships. Yeah. So there's a fleet there. The two. What do you call them? Ironclads have appeared as our cavalry division took it. Fortunately, there is some supply here, but only enough for one turn, as you can see. Anyways, let's take a look at the battles. So we did defeat the militia units here in Fayetteville. We then lost the skirmish unit in Macon. Here's the cavalry division, which so we destroyed the naval engineers there, and now you can see the two ships have reappeared. I already showed you that battle, and we lost here. I think this is just next to Savannah. Yeah, so here's our force. So they'll need to get back to recover. And now Fort Pulaski is under siege. So you can see they have a division in Savannah, plus some additional support. So not a huge force, anything like that. A little bit of action happened up here in Virginia with General Heath versus our force here. We don't actually have any supply, which of course is the problem. This town doesn't produce any supply. They do have a little bit of general supply they produce, but the railroad is destroyed, and we're at 89%. The railroad's also destroyed here, so currently the railroad directly to Tennessee is definitely not functioning. The forces here in the and the center have been reduced by quite a bit, and there are no core commanders there as well. So we might be able to do something in Virginia if we really want to risk it. And finally, this was probably, for at least from the Union perspective, the best battle was there was nothing here in Butler, so Price has been defeated, and we now do control the railroad. So yeah, we can see what they want to do, what the options are here. They're at 80% supply and 58, so supply is not great. So close to being it, yeah. So I think what we need to do actually up here is have General Grant move down. I think that would, yeah, that could help. Yeah. I guess the last thing to look at is what's happening out west. We did make it back, and I'm not sure where the Confederate force went. We've now taken Santa Fe, which is a strategic town, and our other force here is continuing to move down, which is good. Down farther in Texas, we took the next fort. These guys are, looks like they need a break, so we'll let them have a break this turn. And I think that's pretty much it. You can see here are how the new positions here look. So they're still pretty strong, yeah. And we have some more forces on the way, and they'll arrive in a couple, in a day or so. Yeah, so they're not that currently not that far away. Okay, that is about it. So let's take a quick look at the objectives. So they're at 17, we're now at 75, and morale's getting a little bit closer. That is, we're still ahead in morale, but not by a huge amount anymore. Okay, that's about it. See you next time.